Hey everybody, Nathan from FBA Empire coming back at you this week for another episode of FBA Empire Weekly. This week, I'm going to be talking all about suppliers. So how do you find your supplier? And even more important, how do you vet your supplier so that you know you're not going to be getting taken advantage of or you're falling prey to any scams? So we're going to get into that, but first, I wanted to give a really quick shout out to Jay Pand. That's his forum name. His real name is Justin. So I really wanted to give a shout out to him. He has been working hard. He's finally got his product landed in the Amazon warehouse, which, as you all know, that means he's about to go live. And this is probably one of the most exciting times, clicking that ad button, like turning on your ads and starting to see the traffic come in and, hopefully starting to see those sales come in. So really good job, Justin. I'm really excited for you. This is going to be a fun time the next couple of weeks here moving forward. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. And again, keep us posted on your progress, buddy. This is awesome news, and it's going to be a lot of fun for you here on out. So good job. So again, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to talk about suppliers this week. People have been finding their products. We've been having a lot of people coming to us asking, what kind of suppliers do I get? Where do I find them? How do I know if they're good? Again, if you're putting down money to create a product, you want to make sure they're reputable suppliers. You don't want to be, some guy in his mother's basement who's just trying to rip you off and take your money. So I really wanted to talk about that. So first, we're going to get into where to find suppliers. And I think if you're getting overseas, if you're finding a product from China or something like that, you're going to want to use Alibaba. There are other platforms, I think like Global Sources or something like that is another one, but I prefer Alibaba. There are a ton of manufacturers there, not just in China. You'll find some from Pakistan, India, other places overseas where they're making good quality products. They know what they're doing. They have experience, typically a lot of them with Amazon and FBA, so they'll understand what they need to do. So yeah, definitely check out Alibaba if you're looking for, trying to find a Chinese supplier or someone to manufacture it. And we'll also get into why Alibaba is such a great place in the next part of this video. So other than that, though, if you're looking to go, say, find a US supplier or a UK supplier, and if you're selling consumable goods, I highly recommend finding a supplier from, the US or UK or somewhere like that. It's one of those things where it builds more trust, and you just rely on the quality a little bit more than you can with, say, a Chinese manufacturer. So yeah, consumables, definitely find a manufacturer in the US or UK or Australia or something like that. Now where to find them? It's your trusty old Google. You're going to go into Google and say you're looking for, a certain supplement. So then you would just type, supplement and manufacturer USA, or supplement private label USA, or supplement wholesaler USA. And you could do this with any product, resistance bands, wholesaler, UK. And those will come up. And you'll start to go through them. Again, it's not as easy as going to Alibaba, typing in your product, and having a list of suppliers, but it'll work. You'll find those good American suppliers, and you're reaching out to them, and you can try to build that relationship and create that partnership with them. All right, so which I guess ties us into this next part of this, and I think it's probably the most important step when looking for a supplier, or one of the most important steps, and that's vetting them. All right, so now if you're using Alibaba, they have a lot of nice features, right? So they have things where you could, trade assurance, so that if you go through Alibaba with your order, and they'll protect it. It's basically like insurance for your order. So if something goes wrong, if the supplier disappears or doesn't do your order or it's a mess, Alibaba will make sure you get your money back. So that's one nice part of going through Alibaba. You have the trade assurance. You'll also notice that the suppliers on Alibaba have things like, a gold supplier tag or an assessed supplier tag. And what this usually means is there's various levels, but I think the gold supplier is, they had someone come in and they audited the place from Alibaba. And the assessed suppliers is a third party has come in, assessed the manufacturer, has written up a report. You'll have access to that report. And it just sort of proves that they're a legitimate business. They're a legitimate company. They've been in business. They actually have a manufacturing plant. It's not, like I said, just some guy in his mom's basement who's trying to get your money. So that's one thing. The other thing that's really important, and I think a lot of people just overlook or are afraid to ask, but don't be. When you're communicating with your suppliers, ask them for their business number. Ask them for their certifications. You need to see that, if they're ISO certified or whatever certifications you need. Make sure they're certified and check those credentials. Do a Google search on the company. See what other people, see if you can find reviews of this company. Again, guys, you're getting into a partnership. It's almost like a marriage here for your business. So you really want to make sure that you're picking the right partner at the dance. So again, don't be afraid to ask for things like business numbers or a business license. If they have it, they'll provide it without any issues. If they don't, then yeah, obviously there's going to be some concerns and they're going to put up a fuss. So that's definitely one of those things. Now, outside of, sort of looking at the trade assurance or asking for certifications, there's things you could do to protect yourself. And one of the big things that we recommend to all of our members is only put 30% down on the order. Don't just give them 100% of the money once you order and say, all right, here you go, make my product, and I can't wait to see it in a month. Don't do that. Put 30% down, and then before you wire them that other 70%, make sure you see the product. Make them send you pictures of the product, putting them up on Skype, have a Skype call with them and bring them up and make them show you the product that has your logo on it. It has your brand. Let them prove to you that they've actually finished their work before you send that other money. All right. Again, you got to be careful. Again, there's not as many scams now on Alibaba and Chinese manufacturers from what I could tell. I think in the past it used to be a lot worse. They've cracked down on it, but you still want to be vigilant. You still want to do your due diligence here, guys. So again, don't just send them all your money. You definitely want to check to make sure that the product is done. Send them that 70%. And I said earlier, you want to wire them that money. And this is a key. You don't want to be giving them Western Union. If a supplier asks for Western Union, that is a huge red flag. So never, ever Western Union money to a Chinese supplier, any supplier for that matter. Never do that. All right, so they'll have options now for PayPal or credit card or a bank wire, and those are fine. Those are sort of the typical ways that people do business. And again, you could also go through Alibaba, and you'll have the trade assurance protection, so that's always a nice bonus for going through there. So again, guys, that's a lot of it, but also make sure you trust your gut. All right, so if you're talking to these people and you get a sense, you could get a sense through email, or if you actually talk to them on Skype, give them a call. You know what? You'll get a sense and trust that gut instinct. If something is saying like, I don't know, something doesn't seem right, trust it. Do your due diligence and listen to that gut instinct. All right, so again, guys, this is an important thing. It's like I said before, it's almost like a marriage for your business. This is a partnership. This is something you want to foster. You want to build this relationship. You want to have a really good relationship with your supplier. Not only because, they make the products that you're selling, but again, if you ever wanted to get a price decrease, that can make huge savings, a lot more profit by having a great relationship with your supplier. So again, mutual respect, mutual trust, and you'll be fine. I haven't heard of anybody being scammed at this point. Anyone I know personally who's been scammed by a Chinese supplier or any supplier. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, but make sure you guys do your due diligence. These are just a couple of things to look out for and to sort of help protect yourself. So make sure you try it out, and yeah, you'll be fine. All right, so I'm sure later on in a video, we're going to talk about how to actually choose the best supplier and what you're looking for with choosing that best supplier. Maybe next week or the week after, we'll throw that video out there. But until then, guys, like I said, have fun. Look for your products, look for your suppliers, send out your messages, and yeah, just keep working. Keep working in 2017 and make that Amazon business, that private label business, a success this year. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday.